Greetings, everybody, to the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. We're just getting started here for the final game in a four-game series between the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago Cubs. Stand by. We had a little problem with our link, so we had to reset it. We're sorry for the inconvenience. Greetings, everybody. It's Jeffrey Guterman. I want to welcome you to SBN, the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. We had a little problem with the link. It wasn't set. It wouldn't go on landscape. So I had to redo it. And hopefully people will make their way in. This is the fourth game of a four-game series between the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago Cubs. Giants won the first game, the Cubs the second game. The third game went 14 innings, and the Cubs won it on a walk-off single by Billy Williams in the bottom of the 14th. As far as the pennant races go, the Giants are in second place, 3 games behind the first place Atlanta Braves. They have a doubleheader later today. The Chicago Cubs are in second place, 6 behind the first place Pittsburgh Pirates, and they host the Dodgers later today. And when I say today, I mean on this day, July 31, 1969. The tweet will be gotta repost the tweet, for goodness sakes. Goodness me. Gotta just redo the link. There we go. That should do it. This is game 1228 of 1944. In our 1969 replay. Starting for the San Francisco Giants is Bobby Bolin, the right-hander. And for the Cubs, Ferguson Jenkins, a right-hander. And let's see if that tweet made it up. The tweet is up, and it's good. There it is. Yes, it is good. Let's look at our opening lineups for the Giants. Leading off, Dave Marshall in left, Don Mason at second base, Bobby Bonds at center. Willie Mays is off today. McCovey at first. Dick Dietz catching again. Ken Henderson in right. Tito Fuentes at third. Hal Lanier at short. Bobby Bolin, the pitcher. For the Cubs, Kessinger leads off at short. Glenn Beckert at second. Billy Williams in right. Ron Santo at cleanup, playing third. Ernie Banks at first, Willie Smith in left, Randy Hundley behind the plate, Jimmy Quails in center, and the pitcher is Ferguson Jenkins. We are at Wrigley Field. It's a day game, of course, and the Cubs take the field, and Fergie taking his warm-ups, and leading it off for the Giants will be Dave Marshall. Here's Jenkins. Now he's ready. He gets into his windup. And the pitch to Marshall. 1-8. And he grounds it to second. Beckert. Over to Ernie Banks. One away. And we are underway here at Wrigley. The next batter is Don Mason. YouTube baseball crowd noise. Mason is a left-handed hitter. Jenkins walks off the mound. And he's ready. Here's the pitch to Mason. 6-2. Flies it to right. There's Williams, 2 outs. And Bobby Bonds. Jenkins gets the sign from Hundley. Here's the pitch. 6-7. Struck him out. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ferguson with a strikeout. And after half an inning, it's San Francisco nothing and the Chicago Cubs coming to bat. Bobby Bolin is the Giants' pitcher. He's a right-hander. He had 22 starts in real world, 7-7 that season. Sort of a spot starter. It'll be Don Kessinger leading it off, switch hitter, batting left against Bolin. And Bolin winds the pitch to Kessinger. 3-4. He flies it to left. That's for Marshall. He makes the catch, and that's one away in the Cubs' half of the first. Here's Glenn Beckert. That's a strike called. Williams on deck, 1 out, nobody on. And then that's a little low for a ball. The count is 1-1 on Beckert. Fouled away. There's going to be a full count now on Glenn Beckert facing Bolin. And the pitch. 1-5, grounds it to second. Picked up by Mason, throws it over to McCovey. It's 2 away. So sorry. And Billy Williams steps in. Williams, a left-handed hitter. We're missing Kathy Harden. We hope she is fine. Unless she's just sitting back, we don't know. Here's the pitch from Bolin. 3-6, and he grounds it to short for Lanier over to McCovey. And it's a 1-2-3 for Bolin. So both pitchers hurl 1-2-3 innings in the first, and after one, it's scoreless. Giants at the Cubs here at Wrigley. And we move to the top of the second. And Ferguson Jenkins takes the mound. Is that you, Kathy? McCovey bats left. Jenkins winds and deals 110. It's hit deep by McCovey to right center. Williams goes back. It's gone. A solo home run by McCovey. And boy, he's been doing it all year. And that'll give the Giants a 1-0 lead. A shot right off Jenkins here in the top of the second. It's 110 gone. So the Giants get ahead 1-0. And Dick Dietz is the batter. He's got power. He just started catching. He'll be playing probably much of the second half. He had 11 home runs in 244 at-bats. Here's the pitch to Dietz. 3-6. Grounds it back to Jenkins. Tosses it to Banks. And there's one away in the top of the second. With one in on that home run by McCovey. Now Ken Henderson steps up to the plate. A switch hitter batting left against the right-hander Jenkins. And the pitch to Henderson. 2-9, fly ball right. Williams makes the catch, 2 outs. And Tito Fuentes, switch hitter batting left. 2 outs, nobody on. 1 run in on the home run by McCovey. Jenkins gets the sign, he's set, and the pitch to Fuentes. 5-8. Grounder to second, Beckert throws to Banks, and the side is retired, but there was 1 run on 1 hit, the solo home run by McCovey. And after 1.5, it's 1-0 Giants over the Cubs. And Bolin takes to the mound. He'll face Santo, Banks, and Smith in the bottom of the second. Here's Bolin now, the wind-up, the pitch to Santo. 4-5, grounds it to short, that's for Lanier. And he throws him out. 4 in a row by Bolin to start the game. And here's Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. Bolin throws 6-7, and that is a base hit for Ernie. So there's the first hit and the first base runner for the Cubs today. Banks on first, 1 out. Willie Smith steps up, left-handed hitter. One out, Banks on first, and Bolin, the pitch to Smith, 6-5. Fly ball left. Under it is Marshall, makes the catch, 2 down, and Banks holds. And here's Randy Hundley, the catcher. Bolin from the stretch, and the pitch to Hundley. 1-2, struck him out. And the side is retired. First strikeout for Bolin, no runs. 1 hit, the single by Banks. He was left on base after 2. It's San Francisco Giants 1, Chicago Cubs nothing. And we head to the top of the third here. Leading it off for the Giants will be Hal Lanier, the 8th batter in the lineup. Bolin is on deck. Jenkins winds, the pitch to Lanier. Switch hitter batting left, 5-9. He grounds it to short for Kessinger, 15-2, and Kessinger throws him out. 1 away. And here's Bobby Bolin. He's a 6NR at the plate. Here's Jenkins, and the pitch, 5-6. He grounds it to short. Kessinger again throws to Banks, 2 away for Dave Marshall. Marshall grounded to Beckert at second in the first. And that's a strike call to Marshall. And the pitch to Marshall. 1-10. Fly ball left. Smith makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ferguson. So he's looked very good, except for that 1 pitch he threw to McCovey for the home run. In the middle of the third, it's 1-0 Giants over the Cubs. Both teams in contention for their respective divisions. We head to the bottom of the third. Giants 3 games out. The first place Braves will play a doubleheader later on July 31. And the Cubs are 6 out in second place. Both clubs in second place. Their first place counterpart, the Pirates, host the Dodgers later on this date. Jimmy Quails steps up to the box. His first plate appearance this afternoon. And Bolin is ready. Here's the pitch to Quails. 5-3, switch hitter. Back to Bolin. He's a 4. 5-4. And it's a double. It goes through. Bolin couldn't get that. And Quails has a stand-up double to open up the bottom of the third. And here comes Jenkins. Ferguson is a B bunter. He's being held, makes him a C. Bolin from the stretch. Jenkins lays it down, and it's a beauty. 6C. Lays it to third base, where Fuentes has to go to first to get Jenkins, and Quails advances to third. A sacrifice bunt for Jenkins. So Quails is on third with 1 out. And Kessinger steps up. Kessinger flew to left in the first. Okay, Bolin is ready now. The infield is in, with Quails on third and 1 out. Here's the pitch to Kessinger. 3-7. Grounds it back to Bolin. That's a B infield in. And Quails is out, coming home. So it is an unforced out, if you follow me. Kessinger tapped it to Bolin, and Quails tried to come home on it, but he was thrown out by Bolin. It's almost like stealing home. 2 outs now with Kessinger on first. It's not a force out. It's just an out. And Glenn Beckert comes up with 2 outs and Kessinger on first. Here's the pitch from Bolin. 6-8, grounded to second. That's from Mason. 18-2. He throws him out, and the side is retired. In the bottom of the third, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And after 3 full, it's 1-0 Giants over the Cubs. And Jenkins makes his way. And leading it off for the Giants is Don Mason. He flew to right in the first. Giants have a 1-0 lead on the home run by McCovey. That's the only hit and base runner, if you will, that Jenkins has allowed. Here's Jenkins now. The pitch to Mason. 6-4, grounds it to third, Santo. And he throws him out, 1 away. And Bobby Bonds is the batter. Bonds struck out by Jenkins. Covey on deck. And Jenkins delivers to Bonds, 4-8. And that is a base hit by Bonds or Ferguson. Second hit allowed. And he will be held by Hundley. That will make him a 1-12. And McCovey is the batter. That's a strike to McCovey. Jenkins from the stretch with Bonds on first, 1 out, top of the fourth, 1-0 Giants. And Jenkins throws back to first, and Bonds is back quickly. Bonds taking a pretty strong lead over there at first. As a strike into McCovey. Full count now. For 5. He struck him out. That is the second strikeout for Jenkins. Big out. 2 outs now with Bonds on first, still being held. And the batter is Dick Dietz. Dietz grounded to Jenkins in the second. It's 2 outs and Bonds on first. Okay, Jenkins is ready. And the pitch to Dietz. 6-6. Struck him out. And that's the third for Jenkins. Side retired. No runs, 1 hit. The single by Bonds. He was left on base. We're in the middle of the fourth. It's a ball game here. Giants 1, Chicago 0. Too bad Kathy Harden is not here to enjoy it. She would have liked this one. And Bolin takes the mound. He's thrown 3 shutout innings against the Cubs. In the bottom of the fourth, he'll face Williams, Santo, and Banks. Here's Billy Williams, left-handed hitter. And Bolin winds the pitch to Williams. 2-5, grounds it to first. McCovey has it, steps on the bag. There's 1 away. God. Leave well enough alone. Here's Ron Santo, the captain. 1 out and nobody on. In the home half of the fourth, we're at Wrigley Field. And we're glad to have you with us this afternoon for Strat-O-Matic, another game on the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network for the 1969 Strat-O-Matic Baseball Replay. Okay, Bolin is ready now. And the pitch to Santo. 5-10, walked him. Santo on first now with 1 out, and that'll bring up Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. He's singled, was left on in the second. It's Santo on first with 1 down. Okay, Bolin is ready. Here's the pitch to Banks. 1-7, and that is a base hit for Ernie. Santo rounds second, goes to third. That's Ernie's second base hit of the game. A 1-7 single. So the go-ahead run is on base in Ernie Banks. The tying run on third, Santo. 1 out, and Willie Smith is the batter. The infield is at double play depth. Here's the pitch to Smith. 6-8. Grounds it to second, Mason. 9-2. And he throws him out. 9-2. A double play. 4-6-3. The side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, and 1 left. After 4, it's still 1-0 Giants over the Cubs. And we move to the top of the 5th. Jenkins has pitched very good baseball. He's allowed 2 base runners, meaning 2 hits only, no walks. He did allow a home run to McCovey. That's been all the scoring in this ball game. A solo home run. We're in the top of the 5th, and Ken Henderson leads it off. Switch hitter, batting left against Ferguson. Ferguson into his windup. The pitch to Henderson. 5-10. Grounds it to short, Kessinger. 15-2. And he throws him out. So there's 1 away here in the top of the 5th. The next batter is Tito Fuentes. Switch hitter, batting left. Here's the pitch to Fuentes. 4-5. Struck him out. And that's the 4th strikeout by Ferguson. 2 down. Some great pitching we're watching today. Now Hal Lanier the batter, and Bolin on deck. Top of the 5th, 2 outs. Nobody on. Giants batting. They have a 1-0 lead over the Cubs. This is the final game. Cubs won 2 of the first 3. Here's the pitch to Lanier now. 1-7. He flies it to center. And that's for Quails, and he makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 for Ferguson Jenkins. And it's in the middle of the 5th now. Still 1-0. Bobby Bolin is the batter. Pitcher. He'll face the bottom 3rd of this Cubs lineup. Hundley, Quails, and then Jenkins. Both pitchers pitching very good baseball today. Hundley struck out in the 2nd. Right-handed hitter. Bolin gets the sign from Dietz, and he winds. Here's the pitch to Hundley. 2-4. He grounds it to second base. Mason over to McCovey, 1 down. Now here's Jimmy Quails. He doubled in the 3rd and was thrown out trying to come home on a ground ball. With the infield in, a ground ball to Bolin. Threw him out. Okay, Bolin winds. The pitch to Quails. 6-8. Grounds it to second, Mason again. 4-2, throws him out. 2 away, and here comes Jenkins. Ferguson had a sacrifice bunt in that 3rd inning after Quails doubled, sending him to 3rd, and then he was thrown out on the ground ball to Bolin. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 5th. Cubs down by 1. And Bolin throws. 3-5, grounded to short. Lanier over to Stretch McCovey. 1-2-3 for Bolin in the bottom of the fifth. And after 5, it's a 1-0 ball game. I hope you're enjoying this broadcast. I'm going to take a 5-minute break. And when we come back, Jenkins will take to the mound again to pitch to the Giants in the top of the 6th, with the Giants leading 1-0. I'll be right back. Top of the sixth now. Giants lead at 1-0. Oh. Leading it off will be Bobby Bolin. Okay, Jenkins is ready. He gets the sign from Hundley and the pitch to Bolin. 4-6. He struck him out. That's the 5th strikeout for Ferguson. Back to the top of the order, and Dave Marshall is the batter. Marshall 0 for 2. We're amidst quite a pitching duel here. 1-0 Giants on the solo home run by McCovey in the second. That's been all the scoring today. Here's Ferguson and the pitch to Marshall. 5-8. Grounds it to second. Beckert has it. Throws to first. 2 away. And Don Mason, comes to the plate 0 for 2. Here's Ferguson, his windup, pitch to Mason. 5-7. Grounder to second. Beckert throws him out, and that's a 1-2-3 inning again for Jenkins. And in the middle of the sixth, it's still 1-0. Okay, Bolin will face the top of this Cubs lineup. Kessinger 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice. Switch hitter batting left. And the pitch to Kessinger. 4-6. Fly ball center. Bonds makes the catch. 1 down. Now Glenn Beckert, 0 for 2, grounded to second twice. And the pitch, 4-6, pops it up to short. That's for Lanier, 2 down. 2 outs, nobody on. Billy Williams coming up now. left-handed hitter. Santo on deck. Here's the pitch from Bolin. 5-5, struck him out. Oh, the pitching, just unbelievable today. That's the second strikeout for Bolin, a 1-2-3. And after 6, it's still 1-0. It's McCovey's home run that's done all the damage. Jenkins starting his 7th inning. Bonds, McCovey, and Dietz. Bonds 1 for 2 today. Ferguson is ready. He winds, and the pitch to Bonds. 5-4. Catcher X Hundley. He's a 1. And he fouls out to Randy Hundley, the catcher. 1 away. And here's McCovey. A solo home run and struck out. Here's Jenkins now, the pitch to McCovey. 6-9. Base hit up the middle. That's only the 3rd hit allowed by Ferguson today. So McCovey on first, 1 down, and Dick Dietz is the batter. Dietz 0 for 2. Ferguson working from the stretch. The pitch to Dietz. 6-11. Base hit to right. McCovey rounding second. He will hold. First and second with 1 out. And Ken Henderson, switch hitter, batting left against Jenkins. Henderson 0 for 2 today. And the pitch to Henderson. 2-6. Walked him. So Jenkins has loaded the bases with San Francisco Giants and only 1 out for Tito Fuentes. The infield is playing back double play depth. Fuentes, a switch hitter, he'll bat left now. Here's the pitch from Jenkins. 2-11. It's a base hit to left field. This might score 2. McCovey scores. Dietz goes to third. He's not too swift. 1-8. He'll hold. And the bases are loaded. And it's 2-0 Giants. A single, a walk, and now a single to Fuentes, bringing home McCovey. McCovey has scored both runs today for the Giants. There's action in the Cubs bullpen. Phil Reagan is warming. Reagan is a right-hander. And Hal Lanier comes up, switch hitter, batting left. Infield back, 1 in, 1 out. The pitch to Lanier, 4-7, and he struck him out. Number 6 for Jenkins. Big strikeout, and Bobby Bolin is the batter. Bases loaded, 2 down. Here's the pitch to Bolin. 5-10. Grounder to short, Kessinger. 10-2. Oh, and he boots it. It's a 2-base error by Kessinger. Oh my, 2-run score. Oh my. Dietz comes home unearned. Henderson comes home unearned. 2 unearned runs on the error by Don Kessinger. Very rare of Kessinger, but we all make mistakes. It's second and third with 2 outs now, and Dave Marshall is the batter. 3 runs in here, a big 3-run inning, top of the 7th for the Giants. It's 4-0 Giants. Here's Marshall. And the pitch. 3-9. He walked him. So Jenkins in big trouble here in the 7th. The bases are loaded again with 2 outs and Don Mason the batter. Again, it's Phil Reagan warming. Mason 0 for 3. 6-6 struck him out. And that's the 7th for Ferguson. But there were 3 runs, 2 of them unearned, 3 singles, a walk, 2 walks, a 2-base error by Kessinger, bringing home 2 runs, and 7th inning stretch, it's 4-0 Giants. What a difference an inning can make. And we move to the bottom of the 7th. Bolin will face Santo, Banks, and Smith. Cubs trail by 4. Santo grounded to short and walked. 4-5. Grounds to short, Lanier. Throws him out, 1 away. Bolin throwing shutout baseball. 3-hit shutout baseball. Ernie Banks the batter. The pitch to Banks. 3-6. Grounds it back to Bolin. Tosses it to McCovey, 2 down. That's 9 in a row for Bolin. He's only allowed 4 base runners. 2 singles, both to Banks, a double by Quails, and the walk to Santo. Smith comes up, 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 7th. 4-0 Giants. And the pitch to Smith. 112. Lines it to second, and the side is retired. Another 1-2-3. That's 10 in a row for Bolin, and after 7, it's 4-0 Giants. This is Jenkins now, probably his last inning, as he's due up in the 8th. Leading it off is Bobby Bonds. The Giants batted around in the 7th. In that 3-run inning, 2 of them unearned. Here's the pitch to Bonds. 3-8. And that's a drive hit out deep to left center. Back to the wall goes Smith. It is over the wall, a home run, Bobby Bonds. Oh, that's smarts. Bobby Bonds with a solo home run, the 2nd of the game. McCovey hit the 1st. And here comes McCovey. Jenkins into his windup. The pitch to Stretch. 1-6. And that is a back-to-back home runs. Another home run. This one is Bond's second of the day. McCovey, I'm sorry. And that's it for Ferguson Jenkins. DeRocher has seen enough. Back-to-back home runs here in the 8th. Bonds and then McCovey. Makes it a 6-0 ball game. Jenkins pitched 7 innings. He allowed 7 hits, 3 of them home runs, all solo. He walked 2, struck out 7, and he allowed 4 earned runs, 6 in total. And Phil Reagan is the new pitcher. And Dick Dietz comes up to face the new pitcher, Phil Reagan. We're in the top of the 8th. Giants have broken it open to a 6-0 lead. It was 1-0 through the 6th, then 3 runs for the Giants in the 7th, and now back-to-back home runs to start off the 8th. Back-to-back by Bonds and McCovey. Here's Dietz. Nobody out. Here's Reagan. He's ready. And the pitch to Dietz. Grounds it back to Reagan. 1 away. Ken Henderson now. 0 for 2, walked and scored. Ah. 110. Pops it up to the right side, foul territory. Playable by Banks. He makes the catch. 2 down. And Tito Fuentes. 1 for 3. With 2 outs, nobody on. And the pitch from Reagan. 2-5. Base hit to left. A 2-out single by Fuentes, his second of the day. Smith throws it in. And Hal Lanier comes up. Switch hitter batting left. 2-4. Fly ball left. Smith makes the catch, and the side is retired. But 2 runs for the Giants in the top of the 8th on back-to-back home runs by Bonds and then McCovey. There was also a single by Fuentes. He was left on base. And that's probably Reagan's only inning. In fact, it will be, because he'll be pinch hit this inning. Bobby Bolin, meanwhile, throwing a 3-hit shutout. Hundley will lead it off, then it'll be Quails, and then a pinch hitter for Phil Reagan. Warming up in the Cubs bullpen to come in. Is Rich Nye, a left-hander. Okay, Bolin is ready. Here's the pitch to Hundley. 5-8, and that is a base hit for Hundley. The 4th hit, all singles. Oh no, Quails doubled. 4th hit off Bolin. And Jimmy Quails. Hundley on first, no outs. Bottom of the 8th. Cubs trail 6-0. Quails 1 for 2, doubled, thrown out on a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch from Bolin. 3-11. Grounds it to third for the force. So it's Quails on first with 1 out. And there'll be a hitter for Phil Reagan. And Rich Nye will be the new pitcher for the Cubs to pitch to the Giants in the top of the 9th. Coming in to hit will be Paul Popovich. Paul Popovich, a switch hitter. He'll bat left against Bolin. Popovich steps in. 1 out. Quails on first. Here's the pitch from Bolin. 1-3, and that is a base hit for Popovich. Quails goes to second. So it's first and second for the Cubs with 1 out. And this would be the inning when Bolin reaches fatigue. There is action in the bullpen for the Giants. It's Ron Herbel is warming up. Ron Herbel, and he is a right-hand pitcher, first and second, and Don Kessinger at the plate, bottom of the 8th. Cubs trail by 6. Kessinger 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. 3-9. Grounds it to second. Mason plays it to first, and the runners advance. So it's second and third, 2 outs for Glenn Beckert. Bolin trying to get out of this, retain his shutout. Beckert 0 for 3. Pitch to Bolin, 2-5 from Bolin, and that is a base hit for Beckert. Both runs score. A 2-run, 2-out single by Glenn Beckert, and the Cubs are on the scoreboard. It's 6-2 now, and that's it for Bolin. It was a 2-5 base hit, second and third. It's 6-2 now. And Ron Herbel comes in, trying to save it now. I don't know if he's eligible for the save, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'd have to look it up. 7 2/3 for Bolin, a very good baseball. He allowed 6 hits. He walked 1, struck out 2, and has allowed 2 runs thus far. Herbel comes in, though, with Beckert on first, 2 down. And Billy Williams, the batter. Williams 0 for 3 today. Herbel, the new pitcher, and he's ready. Here's the pitch to Williams. 5-8, fly ball center. There's Bonds under it. He gloves it, and the side is retired. But 2 runs for the Cubs on 3 singles and 1 left on. And after 8, it's Giants 6, Cubs 2. Okay, Rich Nye is the new pitcher, and Ron Herbel will hit. The pitcher, he's a 1 WR. A 1 WR Herbel. to lead it off, and here's Nye. 3-5, grounds it to short, 1 away. And Dave Marshall is the batter. If you're looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth for the Cubs, it'll be Santo, Banks, and Smith. Dave Marshall, 0 for 3 with a walk. Here's Nye now. 1-2. Fly ball center. And Quails makes the catch, 2 outs for Don Mason, 0 for 4. And the pitch from Nye. 5-7. And that is a line out to second, caught by Beckert. And it's a 1-2-3 for Nye. He did his job. We're heading to the bottom of the ninth. The Cubs are down by 4. And Ron Herbel coming in to finish it up. Let's go just take a hit. Let's take a look here. Okay, he's not eligible for the save. You have to enter the game with a lead of no more than 3 runs. So, yeah, that's a good thing for the Giants. Santo will lead it off. 0 for 2 with a walk. Ron Herbel in for Bolin. Here's the pitch to Santo. 3-7. And that is a base hit for Santo to open it up. Now Ernie Banks 2 for 3. Herbel from the stretch. Cubs down by 4. Bottom of the ninth. It was a 1-0 game through 6. Then the Giants got 3, including 2 unearned runs in the top of the 7th. It was 4-0. They added 2 runs with back-to-back home runs by Bonds and McCovey in the 8th. And then the Cubs scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th. It's Santo on first, no outs, with Banks at the plate in the bottom of the 9th. Cubs down by 4. Here's the pitch to Banks. 6-9. Swung on and belted. Deep to left. Back goes Marshall. It is over the wall, a home run. Banks with a 2-run home run off Herbel. It was a 6-9. End home run 1-5. He's in as can be, and that's a 4. A 2-run blast by Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. The fans are roaring. Yeah, GG. Banks with the 2-run blast here. Cubs still down by 2 now. It's a 6-4 ball game. Action in the Giants bullpen. Ray Sadecki warming up. He's a left-handed pitcher. And hitter, by the way. Oh. Here's Willie Smith now. Lord, what a game. 6-4 Giants now. Bottom of the 9th, no outs. 2 runs in. Willie Smith, a left-handed hitter. 0 for 3 today. Here's Herbel now into his windup. Pitch to Smith. 3-6. And it's hit deep. Oh, my. Willie Smith with a home run. Oh, my. There's our second back-to-back home runs today. This time it's for the Cubs. Let's look at it again. 3-6 on Willie Smith. 1-17 gone. And the Cubs trail by 1 run. Oh my, and still nobody out. And that's it for Ron Herbel. Herbel pitched 1/3 of an inning, has not retired a batter this inning. He's allowed 3 hits, walked none, struck out none, allowed 3 big runs. And Ray Sadecki, the left-hander, comes in to try to finish this up. Now he's eligible for the save. With the Giants with a 1-run lead now. Sadecki is ready. And here comes Randy Hundley. Okay, Sadecki was ready now. Hundley 1 for 3 today. Quayle's on deck. Here's the windup from Sadecki and the pitch to Hundley. 6-10. Grounds it to short. Lanier over to McCovey. That's 1 down. Now Jimmy Quayles, the switch hitter, batting right now against Sadecki. What a ball game. This one's gone right down to the wire. Sadecki gets the sign from Dietz. Here's the windup and the pitch to Quayles. 5-6. Fly ball struck him out. 2 down. And there'll be a hitter for Rich Nye. Who knew it would come down to this? 3 runs for the Cubs in the bottom of the 9th to come within 1 at 6-5. 2 outs, nobody on. And coming out to hit will be one of my favorites, Jim Hickman. Jim Hickman steps in. He is the tying run at the plate. Okay, here we go now. Sadecki. He gets the sign from Dietz. He's ready. He winds and the pitch to Hickman. 6-8. Struck him out. And the ball game is over. And no matter who you wanted in this ball game, you got to admit it was a good one. A 6-8 strikeout. The final score, San Francisco Giants 6, Chicago Cubs 5. What a ball game. Giants end up splitting the series, and now they are 2.5 games, 2.5 games behind the first place Atlanta Braves. The Cubs fall back 6.5 behind the first place Pirates. The win goes to Bolin. The save to Sadecki. Sadecki pitched 1 inning. No hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts, no runs. The losses to Jenkins. Final line, Giants 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Chicago 5 runs, 9 hits, out hitting the winning Giants, and 1 error. And what an error that was. A 2-base error by Don Kessinger in the 7th to bring in 2 unearned runs eventually. The star of the game is a tough call, but after consultation, and Mr. Perota is not here, after consultation, it will be Willie McCovey, 3 for 4, 2 home runs, a single, scored 3 runs, 2 runs batted in. I mean, you know, you could go with Bolin also on that easily. So you decide. But what a ball game it was. We'll put this one in the books tomorrow morning and update our standings. According to our channel, our next game will be the Montreal Expos at the Cincinnati Reds, with Wazlewski pitching for Montreal and Arrigo for Cincinnati. On behalf of the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network, I'm Jeffrey Guterman. Stay strong, stay well, and I'll catch you next time.